All right, welcome everybody. In this video, I want to just introduce you to one very nice feature in the reader package that works with pretty much all of the read functions. In this case, we are reading in CSV data. So we're using the read underscore CSV function. And we talked about how we can ignore certain columns on an import. So here's like the students, here's the CSV file. It has 5 columns and 6 rows. If I don't want to import all of the columns, it's useful to do that on the import stage. You can save yourself some time. So rather than like import an entire data frame and then index it afterwards, you're going to save a lot of memory and storage and time and efficiency in your code if you instruct R to import only the columns that you want. So one way to do that again is to list the columns that you want to exclude in the call types argument using the column type call skip. So we did that in an earlier video. But if you have a data frame that has like 50 columns and you want to only keep 2 out of the 50 columns, if you were to do it using this method, you would have to list the 48 columns that you want to skip rather than list the 2 columns that you want to keep, right? So there is an option that allows us to specify only the columns we want to keep as opposed to specifying the columns we want to skip. And again, that's going to be beneficial to if you have like 50 columns and you only want to keep 2 of them. It's much easier to just list the ones that you want to keep, which is 2, rather than list the 48 columns that you don't want to keep. So the option for doing that is in the call type argument. We could enter, this should be calls type, excuse me. We can enter calls only, or excuse me, that's right. In the call type argument, I apologize, we can enter the option calls only, and inside of calls underscore only, inside of those parentheses, we list out the columns that we are going to keep. So I'm going to keep favorite food, and I can specify that I want to keep this and I want it to be a data type character. I want to keep the age column as well, and I want that to be formatted as data type character. So running this creates that data frame that keeps only those 2 columns. So we can either specify, in the previous video, we specified the columns we want to ignore, and it keeps all the others. In this code cell, we specified the columns we want to keep, and it's going to ignore all of the rest of them. And we can also specify the column type for each of the columns that we decide to keep. That's what I've done in this code cell. Okay, thanks everybody.